time is it? I'll be leaving soon. It's 18:39 in the Greenwich Meridian time zone. So, I know I've just been sharing what's been going on and stuff. People's confessions that I'm forced to hear. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I had to do to submit the information. Goodness, in the end, it was chronological order. It was exhausting, but we finally got there. If you just go onto 101, Google 101, you can actually report. And then this is simply what happens. If you don't have as much information, it might not take as long. But it was supposed to take 20 minutes. I do have the challenge of hackers, the very same, who are actually playing around with my phone while I document things. They can flip the page, so I think the information is gone, and then I start over. By the time you flip into the next page, then you see the information is still there. But you've written a whole lot to add into that first page because you thought the information was already gone. So today I submitted this really heavy piece of information, probably overloaded. I've even forgotten what the initial story was, but then that initial one still webs in, it weaves into the bigger picture of the radicalists being assigned against my life. And then there's no way you can ignore that it's going back to Lucy Tsichirengwa's contribution. Sometimes when you feel that you don't want to be friends with someone or you don't want to associate with someone, if you have a choice, run. Me, when I didn't have a choice, I ran. But somehow I kept on bumping into this person. This person was intentionally seeking out, especially the London crew, these boys that are working in the top tier, in these accounting, economic sectors. These boys will be wearing suits to work all the time. You guys, when you come here and you're international students, you're working hard, to make it in life. Your destiny is looking bright and everything. Sometimes you have to be prayerful, guys. It doesn't matter that when you go out on your nights out and stuff, or after work you have to go for drinks and stuff. You still need to be staying prayed up, because sometimes the girl that you're looking down on is the one who God is going to use to save you. While those other ones who are in stilettos, towering like giraffes and stuff, looking the part, gliding around, you have no idea. The devil can wear Prada and try to kill you, destroy you. I clap hands for that guy who gave Lucy up. I haven't spoken to you in years. I only spoke to you that time when I was a student. Congratulations on your marriage to the other woman that you went off with. I applaud you for giving Lucy up. And I applaud Delta for sacking her that time. Some people are so mean-spirited. You can think maybe because they have such a disease, you can feel sorry for that person. But you don't know how spiky their attitudes are, how horrible they can be. Goodness gracious. I stayed quiet for quite a while during that friendship, didn't disclose my dreams and aspirations. Until that girl hacked me. Because she had it in for me. But, okay, I haven't caught up with whatever you're trying to say. Do you want to spell it out a bit more? Yeah, so sometimes you have to be very careful of some of the friendships, people who come after you. I was introduced to her by a mentee, someone who I was hanging out with because we had common interests. We're pursuing a common calling-ish, I would say, because we're both learning some stuff, discovering some stuff. If you say it will make sense. If I say what, sorry. What are you looking forward to hearing? To reports? You can use that reference, the SDA reference. You can use it to report. I spank myself. Oh, you're trying to introduce some sort of pun. Anyway, yeah, so, be careful out there. If you're not sure of a friendship, run. Because I really resisted that friendship. But she was very intentional because she's one of those people who you end up hearing years later she's actually a destiny thief. You're wondering why things are going south, left, right, and center. Just spend some time with someone. Don't leave your computers, your phones open when you're in certain circles. Ah, this girl, when she was heartbroken, that's when I had a dream. Be careful today. Someone is going to call you and try to stab you. She still tried it. I didn't disclose what was happening with the relationship that she called to inquire about. I hadn't even talked to her about it. Hey, hey, it was September. September is normally what I've started realizing when I have serious attacks. Ah, life is totally spiritual. So it's good to be prayed up, but witches be out here employing technology and so many other warfare skills against people. So really gotta be careful. Really got to watch out because life is not that easy. But so far, I'm back to centering everything. Back to centering to that Lucy Stacey Chirengwa. When you see this, come correct. You know what you've been saying about me. When you're returning my monies, and then you go ahead, try to pretend to quote a scripture at me, and I kept quiet again. Because this girl, she actually thinks she's someone really senior. I've caught wind. You were trying to use my reputation to weave yourself into the gospel community, into the Christian community. Because you ran from the European one you were hanging out with for some reason. Those people can be very spiritual and pick you up too. I have been in some services. I've been to some services where people quickly catch on and the power of God is revealed. I've been to a mosque and the power of God was revealed. I had to take refuge. Sometimes don't discriminate too much. You don't know where God is going to show up for you. I know people would rather fight religious wars, but if you're not sensitive, you don't know when God uses someone for your life. I thank God for that Imam when I got there, and he actually discerned that you need a husband. Do you know what my attacker went to do? Right after they finish praying, he sneaks in there. That would be a guy. Defaming that faith, even wearing the holy headgear, to go and lie to the Imam, to tell him that I was his wife. They've been discussing that in these last few days. I was shocked. He went to tell a whole Imam and the leaders there that she's my wife. Don't listen to anything she's... I was waiting outside the mosque there. Then my boyfriend, the partner I was with at the time, actually, now I don't even know if we were actually in a relationship at that time, but I thought we were. This year he disclosed that actually by August we're over. So I can't really remember when I went to the mosque, but yeah, it was, we were coming out of summer going into autumn. So it's possibly around that time. Maybe that's when he decided, no, I'm not going to continue the relationship and did not disclose. But he called me soon as I had seen that Zubia guy sneaking into the mosque. And he said, where are you? I told him where I was. And then he said, okay, go home and wait for me. God works in mysterious ways. I just waited there just for a little bit. Little did I know I was going to see Zubir sneaking into there. And then months later, almost a year, they start discussing it in the adjacent flat. They were laughing at him that how could you lie to the Imam? This guy has guts. So this year he's been claiming I'm not a Muslim, I'm a radicalist. And was feeling suicidal and is promising to violate more publicly. I'm not the one going down with this guy. No. I've started standing up to him in a more aggressive way. I tell him directly, as soon as he does something, or lifts up his voice, I'll tell him, no, please stand outside. Let's go out to the communal garden there. Deal with this directly. Don't be a coward staying behind that wall. Please, you guys, report, stand up to this radicalist. Stand up to this radicalist. Because if someone is now boasting of bringing down planes, you're not immune. Don't just join my videos to laugh. You're not immune. The first plane he's brought down, that he's admitted to bringing down, is an Indian Airway. The last thing I had on it was a woman shouting, I'm opting out, and boom, it was gone. One person survived. Anyway, I'm out. I just came out to say, there's my reference. I've reported the radicalist. I've reported as much information as I could. They were playing with my screen until I overshared on that report. So, yeah. Even if it's just to say radicalism, Zubir, flat 4. Use that reference. Share your concern. Right, keep us safe, police. Go pick up Zubir. Because he is calling someone and pretending to be speaking to police and saying a lot of things and getting away with being a sitting duck in his flat, hiding out. The most he's doing is walking out of his flat, walking around the block, trying to pretend to be innocent. So, actually, I heard this morning that he was trying to go back to work. So I don't know if he actually went. Either way, Zubir is very pretentious. He has admitted that, oh, I forgot, I was playing innocent. I'm not innocent. Oh, I forgot, she never volunteered. Oh, I forgot, I'm a Muslim, I'm not a radical. I'm a radicalist, I'm not a Muslim. Sorry. Just fumbled over my words. So, guys, don't be hoodwinked. And don't pretend this is just a game. No one is immune. This guy is not taking any hostages. He'll throw you under the bus. Guess who he was disclosing that he blew up the plane to? Flatmates who are Indian. For a moment, he may have forgotten who they are. They froze. They kept quiet. It was not a laughing moment.